Hello everybody, I am The Worm, and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio, or rather, my previous recording of Metaphor ReFantazio. Um, this is a bit awkward. It's the first time I've had to do something like this, and I'm sure this isn't the most elegant way to do this, but as far as as far as I can understand in my limited knowledge of these sorts of things, this is sort of just the easiest way I thought to do this. So I hope you'll forgive me. In any case, what you're seeing here is a playback of the most recent episode that I recorded. And unfortunately, something broke in the middle of the recording. What had happened was, and you'll notice when it happens, the recording software, I suppose. Well, here's the tricky thing. I don't know if I recently had to update my computer, and then OBS, the recording software, I had to update that as well. And, who knows where the issue between those things really is. But in any case, at partway through the episode, it stopped recognizing my microphone. And unfortunately, I just did not notice. I didn't notice. And it was for something like 75% or more of the episode is just me being silent. Fortunately, the video itself is fine, but it's just a bit frustrating. So I guess what I've decided to do now is I'm just going to play the video, and then once we get to the point where the microphone fails, I'll start, giving my own commentary over it. So yeah, not happy about having to do this, but I can't really think of how else to solve this. So I'll go ahead and let myself in the past open the episode proper, and then when we get to the part that messes up, I'll take it from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this. Hello everybody, I am The Worm, and welcome back to Metaphor ReFantazio. Today, I think we will be trying to do another dragon quest. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and return to town, turn in our quest, and well, prepare as much as we can before setting off once again.
Hey! Okay then. Right?
Hey.
Yeah, he was. Although it turned out that human wasn't really all that. I mean, we've been fighting humans for the entire game, so wasn't really as bad as we thought. But it is good that we took him out, because if we hadn't, I'm sure he would have done a lot of bad.
Right. The deadline is...
And so,
All right. Good work, team.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 11 days remain.
Have a look.
Thank you, Barton. Now, there are a couple specific things I want to do before we do anything else.
We have to. All right.
I am missing...
Where to?
There's a few masks and talismans
Let's go.
that I'm looking for. Yufa and Juna, they have a couple endgame abilities.
This weather is...
Okay. And, okay, I paused it. So, right there was when the issue happened. Now, I didn't notice anything wrong in particular. You know, I still saw that it was recording, but and there were times it doesn't happen regularly or anything, but there were times in the past where the game kind of slowed or paused or something like that, and so I kind of just brushed that off. And unfortunately, you know, I thought I still saw it picking up the mic, but you know, I just obviously I either missed it or misremembered, or you know, either way, unfortunately, that's when it happened. So from here on out, it's future the warm, and I'll just provide some commentary over this. Let's continue. So, yes, essentially what's going to be happening next is I'm trying to upgrade Juna and Yufa. I'm going to the different merchants that have the masks and the talismans and seeing what I need. Fortunately, I forget.
Right.
I forget which are the ones I need. I wish there was a simpler way to find that out than having to go to more every time, but it is what it is. Yeah, if I'm remembering right, and I explain it in at the time.
Now, where?
Juna, her royal dancer archetype has these specific mask combinations
Please.
that are better than the previous archetype masks, and so that you can see them here. And it looks like you're going to need one of just every kind of mask. And the unfortunate discovery I make here is that none of the masks that I need are being sold by that particular merchant. And I don't know if that merchant, I know he has different things that he sells day after day, and the unfortunate thing is he's not always selling masks. The issue is I don't know if he sells different sets of the masks, because it might just be the case that the masks that I'm missing here are... I'm just gonna have to find them elsewhere, because can't buy them, it looks like. And yeah, what you'll see me discover for Yufa is the merchant on Etria. He does sell some of the talismans needed for some of these vessels, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely, but I'm pretty sure that these vessels still count for some of the moves for the royal archetype version of Yufa's class. So I'm still going to go for him, I think. But you'll see I'll end up not purchasing them, because for that guy on Etria, he's a proper merchant, and so I think the thought process for me not buying them was I might as well wait for a sale day. You know, even in the end game, I'm still trying to be frugal in that sense. Always pet the cat.
Oh,
Can't forget that.
you're coming.
Man, this so as I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, this is going to be us taking on another endgame dragon, and it's a bit of a doozy. Oh man, is it a bit of a doozy? I recorded this. Let's see. Actually, a few hours ago. I had to take a break, and you'll see why. This one took quite a bit out of me. Yeah, here I am seeing that all the masks that he's selling. Thankfully, the game actually tells you how many that you have before making the final purchase, which is nice. I appreciate that. What was I saying? Oh yes. Yeah, I had to take a. Had to just relax for a while. Well, for one, I was frustrated from my voice not being recorded, but two,
All right.
this endgame dragon battle is it took a lot out of me. So I just had to,
Let's go.
you know, I had to wait a while, and now I've cleared my head and I'm back, and I just want to get this done so that I can. Well, right after this, I'm just gonna go to sleep. So here we are on Etruria. Here's where that merchant is. And yes, he does indeed have the talismans that I want. I think it's Femme, Avatar, Divine. Those three. So,
All right.
yeah. I mean, we're in endgame, but
Now.
100k is still nothing to scoff at. So I felt, yeah. Here's me looking at the calendar. I still felt that. Okay, let's just wait. Although part of me does wonder, you know, is Luis gonna be as bad as these dragons are? Because I don't know. Part of me thinks that he's not gonna be as bad. In which case, shouldn't I be spending everything in order to make
Let's go.
these endgame dragons as easy as possible? Oh man. Here we are turning in the final bounty of the game.
Oh.
Oh, gee.
Still feels
Right.
it still feels odd that there was only 8. Felt like there was much more. Or rather, there should have been many more, but yeah.
Thanks, Moon.
Yep, we defeated that
We
evil
did it.
boss guy who wanted to use a human to wreak some havoc. Got a nice payday.
All right.
Yeah, there's me having the same thought I just did now. In that there was only 8. Wait, was there 8 or was there 10? Did I just misread that? I don't know. There weren't as many as I thought there were for the whole game.
That's enough out of you, yeah? What now?
And then, yes, right after that, turning that in, this is where we need to make our final preparations for this next
All right then.
endgame quest.
Let's go.
And of course, how we do that is, you know, we sell what we need to sell, purify what we need to purify. Yes, okay, so there was this. In the last mission, we found these pure white shoes, and I remarked how it's interesting that we haven't seen more of this particular thing, where we have one item, and yet we have a choice in what we and how we want to purify it, and it has a different effect for each. I don't think we've seen this before, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I was surprised by this. Unfortunately, it is not as good as the, what is it called? The touring shoes? Excuse me. At least, I don't think it's as good. You know, it repels... You only get one of these shoes. It has worse stats than what we have already. And the effect is, yeah, you can repel one element.
What now?
But as you'll see here, yeah, these touring sandals, you know, that gives you +7 agility. So, I just felt it prudent to just stick with what I had.
All right then.
Let's go. Okay.
We also did get a few items that could be appraised, so here is me appraising them. No, nothing looked that good, unfortunately, which not surprising considering where we are in the game. I mean, nothing you're gonna find for appraisals is gonna be better than these later game quests, right?
All right then. Go.
Then, of course, we got to check the weather.
Divination.
And we were lucky, or I was lucky. As you will see. Yes, there it is. Tower of Insolence. We have good weather today. And the next 2 days were bad weather, so we kind of lucked out there.
Danger here.
Of course, that Spire of Blind Faith down there, that's going to be that will need Adeni's weather power, so doesn't matter there, but yep, we
All right.
had some good timing on that
Where to?
other endgame quest.
Let's
And
go.
here's where we begin the final preparations, and of course, we need to gather some information.
What more can I do?
Keep this to yourself.
Hey,
Speculation on a legend. Miasma-ridden. Yes, immune to all attacks and curses its enemies. Boy, isn't that the truth.
Listening, you know.
Man, I feel like just seeing this dragon is gonna
what can I do?
make me angry again.
Oh, but which actions?
So yeah, essentially this dragon is resistant to everything, and he casts Hex. Of course, that's not all he does. He does a lot more than that,
What's the world coming to?
but we'll get there. Gotta get your steamed bun, of course.
Proper angry.
Oh yeah? Alright.
And I do decide to go for the one that can cure you. Just felt like it was appropriate.
Exactly.
No.
This is all right. All right then.
Let's go.
And then here I go. This one's kind of funny. I go around trying to find someone that can sell the hex curing potion. What I did not realize was that it's just the church that sells it. Also, I buy some bath salts. I originally thought it was the one that gives you all the stats, but I quickly realized it isn't, but I buy some anyway. Of course, in retrospect, I realized that we don't really have multiple day journeys anymore, so I don't even know if we're ever going to be able to use that. Also, now that I think about it, I think that's worse than doing laundry. Because I think on the Gauntlet Runner, when you do the laundry, at least in this particular episode, when I do it, I think it gives me +3 max MP.
Let's go.
That's kind of confusing. That was just kind of a waste of money there. Good work. Good work, me.
I beg.
And yes, no one sells the Hex Cure.
Where to?
Let's go.
Ah, you've come. All right then. Where to?
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention how... I mean, I guess I could begin talking about this. So, the dragon isn't just resistant to all attacks, and he doesn't just cast Hex on you. One thing he also does is he's poisonous. And I kind of wish I knew that so I could buy more of that cure as well.
What now?
Of course, what I end up, yeah, see, it says blessed by a priest. That's kind of the hint there. You know, you try to prep for these sorts of things, but what I end up using is abilities, usually more than the potions. But I don't think it hurts to just try to be prepared in every way you can. Because as you'll see, the person that I have casting heals or trying to cure things, that particular person ends up being a bit weak to what this particular enemy can do.
Oh. All right.
Just doing our final chores, of course. I mean, it's just force of habit at this point.
Well then.
Capital, everyone's here.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, we're just ready to get on going. Oh yeah, of course. Always gotta do that. Prep save.
So, you got a plan?
And here we go.
Now then.
Ah. Oh, jeez.
I'll do it.
It's your call.
Let's be off.
And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there's just really not much to do now
What to
on our
pick?
journey, so I just end up increasing. Well, first, yeah, I do cook, because it turns out there is something here that. This is a really nice one. It restores 100 MP and cures Hex, so. And does it cure for everyone? Yeah, it does. That's pretty dang good.
Okay, so
Yeah, the issue with this fight, it turns out, is not the ailments. It's really not. It's more. It's a pretty. It's of all the effects that we've had in the game thus far, it is a unique one. We haven't faced it yet, and it's pretty annoying. You'll find out.
this.
Yeah, I do all the prep by buying all this stuff to cure things, and that is not the main issue with this
No.
boss. Doing some laundry with Stroll,
Nonetheless.
our main man. Yeah, by 3.
Huh?
I think that's better than what those bath salts did. I don't know.
Infringing upon the heavens, the Tower of Insolence appears before their eyes. Is the decision to pursue such a beast one of bravery, or something else altogether? The Gauntlet Runner, disturbing countless years of unbroken silence, lands confidently in front of the tower.
Yeah, so it's the same ferry. I thought it was going to be a different ferry for each tower, but it's Agrica again. Kind of curious about her. See, that comment made me think that we were going to have weaknesses implanted on us, but I'm pretty sure that never happened, so... I don't know, am I spoiling the fight? I guess I am, but...
However,
I don't know, just cut me some slack. This is a
True.
mentally draining episode for me. And yeah, from the comments that Fairy made, it sounded, yeah, it sounds like she's very old, which is kind of at odds with how she speaks, but, you know, sure there's something interesting there.
All right.
Oh, well. Leave it to us.
Oh my goodness, yes, we have Katharina here with us as well, and I'm gonna tell you, I am so thankful that she was here. My goodness. Because I am pretty sure, well, I wouldn't have been able to win this episode. I'll say that flat out. Which I guess I'm kind of spoiling it here, but yes, I do it this episode, but you know, the length of this episode is a bit deceptive because similarly with how it went last time with the previous dragon, I do pause the recording in order to just, you know, smash my head against the wall that is the dragon for a while. And let me tell you, I was on the verge of calling it quits. I was so close to just ending it. And yeah, as you'll notice here, it's pretty much well, I don't think I need to say pretty much. It is the exact same enemies from the other tower, which is kind of interesting.
Great job, love.
All right. How's that? Let's push through.
That's the way.
All right. How's that?
Yeah, we still need to get Basilio his royal archetype, so I am getting XP where I can.
All right.
Long as we're careful, I think we'll be fine with these.
Come on.
You're dead to
Stay calm, everyone.
And yeah, this is where I'm at making sure that these are the exact same enemies as the previous tower.
Stay sharp.
And they are.
Looks
They
like
drop
they're
the same
with us.
masks
I guess it's our
and have the same rare drops as well.
I'll be taking that.
Why, hello there, treasure.
Behold. Claire, stay sharp. It's not bad.
I shall fight. They die hard.
Fight there.
And yeah, once I've come to that conclusion,
And that's that.
that's when I just decide, okay, let's run.
Let's push through. Cat.
That's the way.
Yeah, that one. Seeing a room full of those big guys, that caused a bit of a, you know, caused me to be taken aback for a second, but thankfully they're blue.
How's that?
Very impressive. That was brilliant.
Incredible. This power feels stronger still. Everything's pretty standard.
Looks like we managed to rid ourselves.
Got those annoying teleporty guys, but thankfully they're blue. Don't notice these skeleton guys come out of the corner and they almost jumped me.
I'm right here.
Did it.
Good dodge. Just checking for loot. as we've been to this tower before, all the chests are opened.
You're a beast!
We've shaken them. It ought to be safe now.
Come on!
Even I have
Push
more to
through.
learn.
Oh yeah, we have a spawner here. Yeah, and this one jump scared me. Yeah, bunch of yellow skeleton guys.
That's alright. How's that?
Impressive. Your training has paid off.
I am somewhat surprised that I'm not getting hit. Just trying to lure them away there.
Come on. I'm right here.
That was a good dodge.
Alright, let's push through. Alright, let's push through.
And there we go. Very nice.
That one's gone.
What now?
Yeah, and here's where I'm just trying to pump up Basilio a bit.
I can use this. I learned a new ability.
Yeah, because at this rate, it's going to be somewhat close. Depending on how it goes, I may need to farm in the last dungeon a bit. Because I don't know, it's just, it's, you know, mentally satisfying for me to have everyone unlock their royal archetypes by the end. Okay, and here we are at the roof. There's a floating
We've shaken them.
cook there.
It ought to be safe now.
Okay, and here's where we do just some final preparation, and you know, it's one of those instances where you just have to
What now?
face it first, because you don't really know what you're dealing with just starting out. And yeah, so what we need here is we need things that either implant weaknesses or we need almighty damage. And as you'll see, I'll be using a combination of both. And at this stage, I feel comfortable enough where, since, you know, I have enough mag stored up where obviously Basilio, when we get there, we can unlock his royal archetype. So any sort of inherited skills I want, you know, it feels good to just be able to just pay for it and get it. So that's something nice. Yeah, and here's as I said, trying to see who has and who can inflict weaknesses. June is going to be my go-to, but that's going to raise its own problems. Yeah, this, man, just thinking about it, you'll see it very quickly what this guy can really do and how it makes the fight so fraught with peril here. Yeah, I feel, and you'll see why up ahead, I feel a bit bad about Hulkenberg. And it's the reason is just due to her whole thing is being a tank, right? But
All right.
by the nature of how certain other characters' skills work together, she's kind of falling out of that role for me. And you'll see why. Juna, the reason why she has issues with this fight is that she unfortunately has a weakness to this boss. This boss does dark damage. I believe her Royal Dancer is weak to that, and so that is a big issue with our team comp. But the issue I ran into was that she's just so useful because she can implant a weakness. She can, with the one Royal Mask Dancer mask that I have, she can heal everyone, she could get rid of all status ailments, and she can debuff the enemy too. And that's going to be pertinent for this fight. So I found myself kind of between a rock and a hard place here. Here's where I'm just trying to make the final decision of who's going to be in the party. Stroll I took out because the warrior archetype just didn't seem like it'd be useful, and it's definitely not for this particular fight. Yeah, there are those health abilities. Yeah, switch him back to Destroyer. And he's good too, Basilio. I mean, you'll see he ends up being pretty dang important here. He has an ability that ignores resistances, so very important with this boss.
All right.
Okay.
What now?
Not sure what I'm looking for there. Oh yes, that's right. I was considering putting Heisme in, and the thing I was thinking about at this stage was stealing his rare item, which I think for all dragons, their rare item is just Dragon Blood Sap, which is a good item, don't get me wrong, but I can't believe that's what I was worried about at this stage.
I don't like this.
Here we go. Yes, notice his serpentine appearance here.
As I thought.
Sam.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, poison indeed.
Well. Impressive.
I mean, it's funny because we've technically already ascended the tower. It's just the first time we did, you weren't here, so you know.
Hark, ye band of heroic posers.
Posers? How dare you?
Get him quick!
Yeah.
I'm going.
Here we go.
Think this should do the trick? You dumb.
Katharina, thank you so much. I mean, my goodness, it takes out a quarter of his health. And,
Strike attack.
you know, you could think it's kind of cheesy or something, but... Or cheap, but I am so thankful that Katharina was there for me.
A favor.
Oh, man.
I won't hold back.
Here's me so confident, thinking like, okay, I have a game plan.
This is just what I need.
Oh, power of heroes!
And don't get me wrong, that is a very key part of it, implanting the
I'll
weakness.
be taking that.
Why, hello there, treasure.
I will fight with pride.
Yes, buff up. Surely that will not come back to bite me. Debilitate, great ability, actually, on this fight.
For all that we strive for! Not now. To safer ground, come!
And here's a big mistake.
Strike me if you dare!
Let us eat.
Yeah, and then, so this was the game plan where I
I'll
just,
use what I must.
don't I switch him out here?
Too much, perhaps?
Yeah, I do. I just thought I'll have him there to steal that Dragon Blood Sap and then
Counting on you.
My turn.
get him in there. I'm surprised that for some reason his health is low, but that ends up not being an issue, as you'll see. So yeah, here I am feeling confident after the first turn. Miasma Whirl, there it is. Had no idea what it did at first. But if you'll look to your bottom right, you'll see that my HP for everyone is 300. He caps your HP. And then of course he gets rid of all your buffs and increases his attack. So,
Let justice prevail.
pretty crazy.
Knight!
I'm still blissfully sort of unaware of just how bad my situation is. I'm thinking, hey, I'll just...
Better be
Yeah,
sure.
he got rid of he gets rid of your buffs. So you got to be careful in that first turn, because if you buff up like crazy, you'll lose it all immediately.
The magic seed.
I call upon a royal soul. This might be your turn.
Yeah, I wanted to get that taunt in there.
We strive
Not
for.
that it'll help me.
Is that all?
Who should I? You better be ready.
And man, I am so impressed with Basilio. That was 2,000 damage right there. Okay, but here's where I noticed that everyone only has 300 health.
Gotta heal up.
We get a lucky nullification there. But yeah, here's where the panic sets in.
Yet. I'm obliged.
Thank you.
I owe you one.
Don't underestimate me.
This is where
What I need.
I don't really know what to do. Now it's good to debuff him for the obvious reasons of debuffing.
A bit much. This might be a good
Um,
strategy.
Oh,
But it's also good because it forces him to waste some of his turns either getting rid of the buffs, buffing himself again. So that's always good. Okay, this looks like it might be doing all right. But yeah, those AoE attacks are just killer when you only have the 300 health.
She needs an antidote before the toxin takes
And
her
unfortunately for both Basilio and Juna, both of their classes are weak to dark, which he likes to do dark damage as well.
out. Let's keep cool.
trust me.
That helped us out.
That helped.
Now, here's the thing. Curing ailments seems like it's important, but one thing I realize over the course of fighting him,
I'm ready.
this is still just the first fight, so I don't realize much at the beginning, but
Let's go.
Hex and Poison aren't really that bad
Thanks.
to keep on you.
Your turn.
Hex makes it so that if you attack, it repels your damage. And so that only really matters if it's on a damage dealer. If it's on a buffer, yeah, that one really hurt. If Hex is on this one, see, there's the AoE Hex. And then here's where it pretty much is over. So if you have Hex on a buffer or healer or debuffer, you kind of don't need to worry about it. And Poison only does, I don't know if it scales on, I don't know, your max HP or something, but at least in this fight, yeah, it only does 15 damage. So I think I focus a bit too much on trying to cure those ailments when really you can kind of tank it for a while.
This should help.
I'll pay you back.
It's much more his big AoE attacks.
Basileo's looking pretty rough. Don't push yourself too hard.
Yep, there it is. This is the end.
You gotta get back on track.
Personal kill me. Heavy. Poison.
And bang. Oof.
Come on, not like this. Someone help, please.
Here.
Yep, just some desperate last thing. And bam.
Someone help him back up.
And it's over.
Do not forswear thy path, thy journey to the...
Yeah, yep. So this is where I think, okay, this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to bash my head against it for a while.
What now?
Yeah, here's where I discover, okay, who's weak? Well, I didn't know what the weakness was at first, and here's where I realized, okay, it's dark damage. Because you absolutely do not want this guy having extra turns. I still end up using Juna, though, just because I found her, all the utility she has to just be so important. So here's where I pause, and here we go. Okay, so I'm going to actually pause here real quick. So this, just to put it in perspective, this is the second run. This is the second run. And essentially, so I've switched Stroll to Warlord just because I want the buffs. And the utility there. And I have basically my character and then Basilio Destroyer as the damage dealers. And here's where I realized about Heisme is essentially he's the tank. He's a dodge tank. And that's so much more important. And this is where I feel bad for Hulkenberg because he's just superior to that in every way. And the thing that I add to him in this instance is the because you do need to get Knight up to it's like they knew. You need to get the Knight class up a bit, and so you do get Knightly Proclamation. So I added that to his inherited skills. Of course, you know, he still has AoE attacks, and this is where it gets so frustrating with this fight. Let me actually just play it and show you. You know, so I'm reintroducing the fight, and I'm thinking it's over. I'm thinking I've won, because I mean, look how much health is left. And yeah, I mean, because this second try here went so smoothly. It was pretty incredible. Heisme was just dodging all the attacks.
Perhaps not.
You know, we're buffed up. Yeah, everything's just going well. Yeah, I think here I'm explaining about Heisme, but yeah. And again, I'll just reiterate. So happy with Basilio's performance. When we first got him, I just thought we wouldn't use him, but he just does so much damage that he makes it so much worth it to have him on the team. Yeah, let's see if I could spot exactly what went wrong here.
You think yourself equal to oh, power of kings?
Yeah, we've already taunted.
Then again, a wise choice.
We hit him again here. I mean, we're so close. Look how close we are.
Still here?
If we... okay, but watch. Just watch. We're hexed, which isn't crazy. But, oh, see, look. Crit. He gets the weakness hit on Basilio. Takes out 2 of us outright. Lowers all of our stats. Another crit. AoE attack, which is a weakness for Warlord, I guess. I didn't even realize that. And we're done.
Wasn't enough.
Oh my goodness. 1 turn, you're wiped. I didn't even know there was a weakness for Warlord there. How did I not know that? Okay, pause again. So that, now I actually laughed at that. I was laughing. Because remember, it was only my 2nd try, and we were so close. So I came off of that thinking, okay, that was a fluke. That was, obviously we'll get him the 3rd time. Now I need you to understand, from that last attempt to this attempt, there were a lot of attempts. Okay, there were a lot. I don't remember exactly how many, but I was so frustrated because, at least from my experience, it really just comes down to luck. I don't know about it. Again, this is my first time in this sort of genre of games. I don't know. I could be just playing it wrong or not playing it well. But, if Heismay doesn't get his dodges, if he just starts throwing out AoE attacks, you're pretty much done. And you just got to get lucky with that. And so for this one, you'll notice I have Juna here. And Juna was pretty much in here the whole fight. And again, you can pretty much just kind of ignore ailments except hex on your damage dealers. That's kind of the only one you need to really care about. And Juna, even though she's weak, and again, I didn't even know Warlord was weak to something that he did, so that wasn't even in my mental calculations here. How do I miss these things? Anyway, Juna was so good because she could heal, she could clear ailments if she needed to. She would implant the fire, which was good because Stroll and his Warlord attack, I got him. He has a fire attack, and he was doing 1,000 damage with it, along with my character, who was doing around 1,000 damage with his Almighty ability. And then Juna can also debuff the enemy with this one skill that I think it's Debilitate, takes down his defense and agility. Which it's good, because that's more damage and more likelihood to hit for you, but it also, he can spend turns, well, he'll do 2 things. He'll spend a turn clearing those debuffs, and then another turn rebuffing himself. So just decreasing the likelihood he's going to throw out an AoE attack. And then, again, you just got to get lucky with Heismay in the dodges. That's really all it comes down to. But, once you have a run where you're lucky, you get it. So, let's just continue on with this. I am so nervous here because this is... I didn't have him down this far since that 2nd attempt. So, my heart's beating like crazy. And all I want is to be done with this. My mood has done a complete 180 from that 2nd attempt.
I won't hold back.
And I'm just so nervous. I'm thinking, okay, I'm so close. Do I be greedy and just try it? And I do play a little greedy here.
Still up?
Oh, and he had just debuffed us.
Be careful out there, okay?
Yeah, let me pause again. Because he also has an attack which lowers your attack, defense, and agility by, 3, I think? Which is crazy. So, I kind of miscalculated there. I thought I was going to do more damage, but...
Going for the weak job, Juna! Now they're weak to something new!
Not. I call upon royal power within.
Yeah, I know I'm going to get a weakness. But this was risky, because my agility was down. I could have missed.
Keep it up!
Curse is it?
But I took the risk. The risk Turned out okay. And then I use Haizme, who is taunting already, to find an item to heal us all. And again, we saw last time, he can wipe your team in one turn. Yeah, see, there's all the debuffs there.
I knew you'd help. Helpful as ever.
That helps.
Okay, cross your fingers. And there it is.
Beautiful dodge.
Man, just the utter elation I felt.
She needs an antidote.
Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Oh, man. I didn't even... I mean, I liked the level ups. That was good. But I didn't even really care about the reward that came after. I was just so happy to be done.
It feels good to get
Tremble before me.
I'm glad I didn't have to, you know, make a new episode, but yeah.
Impressed. You may accept my charity.
There it is. Now, yeah, now that I've had some time where I can calm down, where I can think about it. Unfortunately, this robe doesn't really... I don't know. Doesn't seem all that great to me.
That's true.
It makes you repel fire like the other one does. And gives you some extra stats.
Do not make me wait.
Yeah, and so that fairy's implying that there's going to be something extra beyond just armor that we get from defeating all three dragons, which, well, that's good.
Really?
Oh, man. So happy to be done with that. I'm going to have to be extra careful now. If I ever see in my recording, you know, if the game suddenly lags horribly like that, I don't know. Again, I thought I saw the microphone still being picked up after that, but I guess I was just wrong. This is me basically. I'm basically just still calming down from the fight. Just being happy that it's over. And yeah, I suppose next time we may just go after the next dragon. I don't know, man. I'll have to think about it. Well, what I will do is make sure I have ample enough time, because this took much longer than I wanted it to. But, you know, I guess you should expect it for an endgame fight.
What now?
Yeah, here's where we actually look at the robe. I wonder if Juna can wear that. Yeah, magic endurance +5 and nullifies fire. I don't think that's as good as what Yufa has, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it a bit.
What?
All right.
Let's call it.
I wonder, if you're weak to fire and you wear something that resists, does that override the weakness? Surely it does, right? Okay, so this is pretty much the end. Nothing else happened, so alright. I'm gonna call it there. I I don't know. I may have missed some things. I'm really tired. It's really late. Again, I am really sorry that you have to deal with this sort of scuffed redo, but this is kind of the only way, at least, I wanted to be done with this tonight. I didn't want to have to, tomorrow or the next day, sit down and do this. I just want to be done with it. So I'm done with it. Knock on wood. I'm if I stop this recording and find out it did not pick up the microphone. I mean, I tested it before doing this, but okay. Let's just go on the idea that everything's going to be okay. Okay. All right, everybody. I am the Worm. This has been Metaphor ReFantazio. I hope to see you next time. Hope you're doing well. Have a good one. Goodbye.